Getting the facts and giving hot takes. Getting the stats, he never takes breaks. Always there for you. He's like a mesh.
Baseball edition. All right, welcome to the podcast. It's you have myself, the commissioner, Andrew, and I'm joined here by Ethan. This is where you jump in and say, "Hi, I'm Ethan."
I only give hot takes. That's all I'm here for.
So have we locked in a name? Hot takes by hot idiots.
Yeah, hot takes by hot idiots. We know nothing about baseball.
Don't need to.
Uh,
This is why we're playing fantasy, to learn. To learn the game through fantasy. I don't. Sometimes I think it's an advantage not knowing anything. I don't have any of those biases in place. I can just look at the numbers and you know, I can make a decision that my heart is not attached to. That can be hard in fantasy football sometimes for me. But
mhm.
no one cares about fantasy football though. We're here for baseball.
Yeah, I mean, football's a sport for women. That's what they say.
Right there. So
At least that's what I hear.
just to go over our knowledge of baseball, I'll let you go first. How much do you know about baseball? How much do you know about
Uh,
fantasy baseball?
I know Chicago Cubs. They're a team.
Yep,
Um, there's the White Sox and the Red Sox, both of them. Don't get confused.
correct.
Definitely don't want to mix those up.
People get mad about it.
Uh huh.
What about on the? So do you know any player names or?
Um, go for the Cubans. I don't know their names, but I'm sure you can figure it out.
So no, not a lot of name knowledge. What about fantasy baseball? You've never played, correct?
I've never played a fantasy sport,
Period.
period, in my life.
Now, this is the easy one to jump into, I'm told.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, baseball being the easiest sport there is,
Right.
this has got to be the easiest fantasy sport.
Correct. Correct. So myself, I've listened to baseball games. I played baseball when I was younger, so obviously I understand just the game itself. Uh, I've watched football games. So I watched back in like 2004. I briefly watched. I think it was it was when Andy Pettis was the pitcher for the Yankees, and I watched the Yankees because it was on TV. So I'd watch those every now and then. And I haven't watched a single game since then until like last year. I became a Mets fan, and I've watched a few games, and I've followed along, listening to it or reading news articles on them. And now I'm ready to take the
Oh
step.
yeah, the
So
Mets. That's another team.
yep, yeah, I could
Should,
name a lot of Mets players. In fact, I've tried the draft strategy. I get a terrible grade from the biased Yahoo graders, but when I take Scherzer's Degrom with the first two picks and then followed up with Lindor and Pete Alonso, apparently that's a bad team. But I've tried it. I've tried making my Mets team.
I got to concur with that assessment.
Right? I mean, I'm trusting they know more than me because I've never played fantasy baseball. I've played a lot of fantasy football. I played it for many years. I won't say I played it well, but I'm hoping with this league, as most of us in this league are new, I've just heard it's fun. The manager experience is supposed to be more enjoyable. So I mean, we'll all find out together. We're all in the same boat. So I wanted to just briefly get an idea for the draft. Now, I wanted to ask you, Ethan, do you have any good ideas for the future to pick the draft order?
Uh, I really feel we should just go random order. I mean,
That's
we're
what
starting anew.
that's what we will be doing for this. I do like the
Oh,
idea of like Billy Madison decathlon or like something ridiculous like that. I've heard like a 40-yard dash and you go in order of like times or whatever.
uh-huh.
I've heard a lot of things
I
like
mean,
that.
I'd do that solely because I know I could beat you. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. How confident are you?
well,
It's a
long
short
run.
sprint.
You're a big man. I feel like you're kind of like a train. You need to build up speed.
No, I think
Yeah.
the speed shuts down
I,
quick. I think in a short
I,
burst,
I don't know.
maybe.
I don't think you have the power to
Me either. I think I come
to
dead
really
last on that.
burst out.
I've never done it that way. But if it's Billy Madison style, maybe there's a trivia and there's multiple events. Maybe I have a shot there. But so if it was a dynasty, I would like to just I always do opposite of standing. So first place goes last, last place goes first. In a redraft league, there's no need to do that though because it's a redraft. I normally just do random. But I do like the idea, so maybe we keep it in mind for next year of any sort of event or game. I'm all for that, or even a bet. I like the idea of a horse race where we're all betting on a horse, and based on who's like most correct, you get I don't know to pick your draft spot. Because that's the other thing. It's
Uh,
not always good to go first. From my limited experience in drafting, uh, I like the middle rounds. Like I think the best spot you can possibly get is like either round like somewhere between 5 and 7.
uh,
5, 6, 7. That's where you want to. That's where you want to be in this draft. I think.
yeah. You get to see other people's strategies. You know.
Yeah, and just from doing other fantasy sports, like I love being the bookends, like in the
Mhm.
front or the end, if I know the sport really well. When I don't know it really well, you have to like you make 2 picks and then you don't pick again for 20 picks. So you have to really reach on players. You have to really understand what the flow will be. I don't know any of that crap. So it's scary being on the ends for this, and also I don't know I like how my team ends up looking to get better grades when I'm in the middle. But all right, so how we're how we're gonna go ahead and do this is just pure random. I have a Roll20 opened up, and I'm just gonna do roll a 10-sided dice, and then a 9-sided dice, and an 8-sided dice, and the order we're going off of is just the order listed on Yahoo here. So like for example, right now I'm number 1. Nicholas is number 10. Ethan, you're number 3. So like, if it's a
I'll
three,
let you guys know I'm watching it.
right,
Because I wouldn't put it past Andrew to try to pull some.
right.
So I just want to let you guys know I have your back.
So Thomas is number 5. So for example, if I rolled a 5, that would mean Thomas was the first overall pick, and so on and so forth. Well, I guess I should ask you, Ethan. You're the only opinion here I can listen to. Should should we to make it more dramatic, make it so like the first name like start at 10 and work our way up? Should we start at 2 and work our way down, and then the last man standing is pick number
I
1?
do like the I do like start at 2 and then
Work our way
I
down.
mean the last draw you either get first or second, you know?
Yeah.
I mean first or last. My apologies. I do and I like that style. Start at 2, work your way down.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it. Just type in the numbers here. Yeah, I think that'll be more dramatic too. Keep people around till the end. We got to keep our
Mhm.
viewership up, and
Yeah.
YouTube's following those metrics. Like we got to have people watch the whole video. And then
Oh,
since
have you ever seen one of those stupid videos on Facebook for kids where they're just doing something silly, but it takes them 20 minutes to do it?
yeah, like oh, I'm going
Uh,
to this playground with one slide and a swing.
uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be us.
No, we're not that here. This is all great content, start to finish, and you guys can trust that. That's our guarantee. The show never gets boring. All right, so with the second overall pick, we have a 3, which is Ethan. Yeah,
Oh, I mean, you knew it would be me.
yeah.
You know how I said I wasn't rigging this for you guys?
Cheater.
Yeah, I'm rigging it for me.
All I see is a cheater. So yeah, no, that's not a terrible spot. Like I said, I don't like being on the bookends, but if I had to be, I'd rather be on the front end rather than the back end. If that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, next roll was a 9, which is Nicholas. So Nicholas is the only person I've never met in the league. I know and have met everyone else, but Nick's the I assume he likes me calling him Nick. Never met old Nick, so looking forward to getting to know him. You know. All right, the next one is a 6, which is Art. That's Vince's father. Yeah, the 4 spot. I'm kind of see
Yeah,
this is actually where I
he's
really
the
want
only
my name
person
dropped.
who worries me.
Art, I know, because Art knows baseball. I'll put these stats up, but Art knows baseball, and he has played fantasy baseball, and so has Vince. But the father always knows more than the son. Everyone knows that. So I'm fully expecting Art and Vince like to be the final two. Like I feel like this is their league, and we're all just pawns getting destroyed between them. But I don't know. I'm again. I think maybe it'll be a bonus for me not knowing anything about baseball. Just again, the unbiased, the willing to let
I
go.
mean,
I'll let go of a player. Their names mean nothing to me. It's like, yeah, Mike
I
Trout,
can I
whatever,
can tell
drop
you I can tell you Vince doesn't worry me at all. But Art,
him.
he's scary.
All right, next number. We got another 6, so that would be Chris. I don't know why his name's Chris on here. His actual name's Gabe. Gabe.
He's already playing the mind games with the league.
Yeah.
Gotta respect it.
I talked to Gabe the other day. I saw him at the bar, and he seems to know baseball players. I can tell you this: he's able to name more than 7 baseball players. So I also know that he
He's
plays
got me beat.
same. Like I also know that he plays at least fantasy football. I don't know if he's ever. I don't think he's played fantasy baseball, but yeah, I don't know. Brief conversation with Gabe at the bar is I left shook. I was like, I need to go listen to a podcast. That's what got that fire going under me. I was like, Chris clearly knows a thing or two, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right, so the next roll is a 3.
That's me. Again.
1, 2. Nope, that's Aaron. You're out of it.
No,
So like once you've been
no,
dropped,
no, I pick again. That's
that's
how
it
we're
goes.
doing it.
That is Aaron getting my favorites. So Chris and Aaron took my 2 favorite spots. I really like going at 5, 6. So I'm kind of sad, but you know, the longer it goes, the more nervous I get. I'm gonna be at 8, 9, or 10. Really, I go next, or I'm sad. So
I mean, you could be first. Which, what would you rather have, the 10th slot or the first slot?
I will take the first slot just to take Fernando. Um, I don't know. He's number 1 overall, so I assume very good. And I'd rather have that than go 10.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's,
Okay.
being a huge Mets fan, it's just so tempting at the 10 spot for me to take 2 Mets pitchers right off the bat. I know it's a stupid strategy, but I know I'll be tempted. Next one is a 2. Damn it. It was almost me. It's Lucas. Lucas, I think he knows a little bit about baseball. He grew up closer to Chicago. I don't know. I feel like he knows a thing or two about baseball. I know he hasn't played fantasy baseball though, so I'm
Mm,
not worried. I
yeah.
can. I feel like even Art and Vince, I'm
Eh,
coming for. I'll call it right now.
Isn't Lucas your week 1?
No, is he? Let me check. Yeah, Lucas is my week 1. So
I feel those week 1 matches can really
set the tone for
set
the
the
season.
tone.
You know.
Yeah.
I want to come
And
out. I want to come out with an 8-win category, and I'm going to call out right now before we've even done the draft, before I even know my draft spot. I'm finishing top 4. There's no way people outmanage me. If fantasy baseball truly comes down to management, then this will be the test of it. I will finish top 4. I get into it, and I'll be paying attention. I'll be making the moves, making adjustments, doing the trades where needed. I'm going to be a threat, okay? I'm just calling it now. I know nothing about baseball. You guys could never have a bigger advantage over me right now. And I'm still coming for it. So,
well, I mean, I'm up against Art week 1, so I'm just looking for the big upset.
right.
Which,
People
I mean,
remember that. You know, people remember first impressions. How will Art
mhm,
remember you, Ethan? As a
yeah.
doormat or the upset?
He's got to learn to respect me. That's all I know.
Right? So, yeah, all my favorite spots to go are taken. These are the 4 remaining spots are my 4 least favorite spots. That's 8, 9, 10, and 1. So I would literally rather go. I mean, 2 is the only one I guess that I also don't like, but yeah, this is terrible. I'm already very sad with these results, but I guess it's better to know early.
You got to tell us what the roll on the die was.
Roll on the die was a 4, which is now Scotty, who's all the way down at the very bottom. It was down to 4 of us left. So that's Scott, Gabe's brother.
He's not coming up with a fake name for us.
Nope. I'm guessing that Scott is he likes the Jets. So I'm guessing he likes a New York baseball team. No, you know what? I seem to recall he likes the Cleveland Indians. I don't know why I remember that about Scott, but I do. He likes the Cleveland Indians. Well, they're the Guardians now. He likes the Cleveland Guardians.
Maybe he doesn't like him.
He loves the new name.
Maybe,
It's all he talks about, how much he loves the Guardians.
I don't know. I thought maybe he was in it for the old name.
Right. They're just not the same. All right. Well, down to 3 people, and I roll a 3, of course. So that is Vince. Vince finally locks in at the 9 spot. So it's down to just me and Thomas. So, fun fact, I
mean, this is first or
last, right? I know, and this is the spot I did not want to be in. I did not want to be at the beginning or the end of the draft, and either way, that's where I end up. I don't know what's worse for me. Honestly, it might be better to go 10 because at least you get, like, just from a philosophy standpoint, and in like fantasy football, if I'm at the 10, I prefer it because I'm getting the 10th and 11th overall pick versus the first and the 20th.
Yeah.
So normally I would say here I actually prefer the 10 spot because I get the double high-end picks right away.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And it's a lot of pressure having that first pick. If that person doesn't work out, you just feel like you've super messed up. Like your whole season's off track. So I don't know. I actually would probably prefer the 10 spot here. But now that I say that, I know it's going to be I end up at the 1 spot. But okay, so how's this going to work? I'm rolling a 2-sided dice here, so coin flip between Thomas and I. Whoever wins it, are they the 1 or are they the 10?
Here, how about we do this? I'll pull up a coin flipper and you call it while it's in the air.
But if I get it, does that mean I'm the 1 or I'm the 10?
Well, I think maybe you decide.
Thomas isn't here though, so we can't do based on. We have to decide beforehand. I think
10th.
Okay, so whoever wins this is the 10th, forcing the other person into the 1 spot.
Okay, so gonna tell you, it's in the air. You call it.
Tails.
It's tails.
So I'm the 10th spot.
Yeah, you get 10th. Thomas, number 1.
So the loser gets number 1. Well, so just to read this back for everyone. The draft order is number 1, Thomas. Number 2, Ethan, which I just have to pause really quick there. It's hilarious. You two know the absolute least about fantasy sports and baseball in general. So I love that you're the
Thomas is also the only one I've ever met. So,
yep.
I mean, he feels like maybe one of my biggest competition. I guess you, but I mean, I don't count you as competition.
It would be a fun prop bet to see which of you does worse this year. I expect you two at the bottom. Maybe I'm surprised, though. We'll see. Nick at 3, Art at 4, Chris, a.k.a. Gabe, at 5. 6 is Aaron, 7 Lucas, 8 Scott, 9 Vince, 10 myself. So Commissioner finishes last. I promise you that's not how this season goes, though. Although, now that I am the 10th pick.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, being the number 10 pick, I'm going to go Scherzer, DeGrom right off the bat, followed up with Lindor, Pete Alonso. Have my 4 top picks, Met picks. We'll end it there for this one. This one won't be as long. After the draft, we'll have a ton to talk about because we can do breakdowns of every team, and we can do all the matchups. So
3 to 4 hour.
Yeah.
I mean,
you all can just go ahead and
podcast
buckle up.
that you need to listen to.
Oh yeah, everyone can buckle up because they're going to be long, and I can see if you listen to them all or not. So you need to stay till the end.
Uh-huh. I mean, there's going to be some real gym takes in there. I mean, some real hot takes.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to want to listen.
Yep, hot takes by hot idiots.
Yep, that's us.
This has been our preseason episode, pre-draft episode.